Hey, Tim here. I'm going to show you my new project here, the airplane factory. So here we go. So for my dozens of listeners who may have seen this plan, put up a shed to build an airplane, here the shed finally was delivered, actually 2 or 3 months early. They give me 17 weeks, and I think it was only about, I don't know, 10 weeks to get this built at the Amish factory in Alt Glen, Pennsylvania. This fellow delivers these all over the country, including California, who think that they're the better quality, built by true craftsmen in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. So here you can see this device is just incredible. This mule to be able to lift this up, and then he's got a remote control version of it, controller that he walks around so he can see the angles much better. He's just able to drive this thing almost on a dime. Put the little wheels and put it up on our foundation here. I was just amazed at the versatility of this tool to get this thing delivered, and he had to turn it around in our driveway essentially. It's kind of like the size of a Mack truck, and here he is accomplishing his task. Just surprised that things didn't slip, but this, I think he said he was 22 years old. I find this just amazing.
Right? Isn't it crazy how you can do that?
The remote control.
You got it, buddy.
So you can see how this unit was folded in on itself. The sides were everything was folded down on hinges, and then a team came in a couple days later and erected this thing. They just basically used the hinges and tilted it all up, assembled it, put the finishing touches on the metal roof. It's a standing seam metal roof, as well as the gutters and some other workbench and stuff like that. So all in all, a pretty straightforward process. So in preparation for the installation of trench, electrical trench, as well as the driveway, we put in a retaining wall. We had our landscaper, Barron Landscaping, come in and put in a wall, and it just would be required because we're going to build up the driveway up to the shed. And so this is what it looks like after the wall's installed. And then basically the trenching began. I decided to put the electrical conduit behind the wall so that it would be protected from any cars or weed whackers, things like that, and get it up on the wall, and then trench it down 18 inches underground with conduit, and then goes to our 200 amp electrical service in the garage. We had upgraded that for the 2 electric cars several years ago. You can see the boulders in there. We had huge boulders to dig out. Very difficult, but the landscaper uses trencher to get about halfway and then pick and shovel for the rest. Then the electric line was run, and we have power. So I installed a bigger electrical box, a 50 amp service in our little airplane factory, which has a loft, some solar panel storage up there. So you may remember me from videos like the mini split system that I put in the van. Well, here we go again. We're putting this mini split system into the workshop. It started with a delivery from a company called Units.com. That's YOUNITS.com. Came with both units, and then I started to install that. It's a 9K unit, so 9,000 BTUs. Should be big enough to at least warm up and cool off this unit to be acceptable. And so it's not going to be overpowered, but pretty simple installation to do for the do-it-yourselfer. This is without the final cover on it, but I mounted it, fairly easy mounting. Drill a hole through everything to get the line set through, and then this is kind of what the final installation is going to be. I obviously got a lot of cleaning up to do in this workshop. There's a lot going on. So there you can see the hole going outside into daylight, so we can drain, all the drain and pipes and electrical wiring are going through there. New table saw, getting some new tools. Finally have a press in there, a 12-ton press. And so I can do some of the things I really need to do for this airplane factory. And finally getting some unsightly things stored, garden tools, pretty soon this is going to have all pegboard, so it'll have plenty of storage for things that we need. So here's the line set. Had that from before, from when I did the van install. There's the line set, as well as the drain hose, the condensate drain, and some of the other storage that I'm doing. So there's the again the outdoor unit, and it's all done up to code here with a switch box. So after some hard weeks of preparing the workshop, we did some traveling. Here's the van at Columbia, Pennsylvania. Some beautiful scenery and antique shops, and just some camping, get away for a couple days. Here's another orchard that we stayed at, and now we're back. Now we're back to the factory again. So here's the Y-tail that I'm working on right now. I did build these parts. These are control surfaces for the airplane. I finished 2 of them, and now I'm working on what they call the stabilator. It is the piece that keeps the airplane flying, basically. So I'm starting to learn, how to build this airplane at home, and also mounting the avionics. This is how the avionics package would be mounted in the rear. So I thank you for listening, and please subscribe to Tim's Tips.